Assalamu alaikum viewers, welcome to Caliph TV. Let's come to news up today. European Union leaders reached a hard-fought deal on Friday to cut the bloc's greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% by the end of the decade compared with 1990s levels, avoiding a hugely embarrassing deadlock ahead of the United Nations climate meeting this weekend. The two-day-long discussion that held in Brussels, 27 member states approved the European Union Executive Commissioner's proposal to toughen the blow's intermediate target on the way to climate neutrality by mid-century. European Council President Charles Michel in a tweet said that Europe is the leader in the fight against climate change. We decided to cut our greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% by 2030. Hong Kong's national security law charged Jimmy Lai under law. Prominent media tycoon and pro-democracy campaigner Jimmy Lai has been charged under Hong Kong's national security law, according to the media reports. The Hong Kong police also confirmed that a 73-year-old man had been charged with offences including collusion with a foreign country or with external elements to endanger national security, and for that he would be appear in court on Saturday. Jimmy Lai, an ardent critic of Beijing, would be the highest-profile person charged under the sweeping new law imposed on the Chinese-ruled city. The law has been condemned by the Western human rights groups as a tool to crush dissent. Let's have some look on Australia. An Australian man who is originally from China's Muslim Uyghur community was reunited with his family, including a 3-year-old son he had never met after Beijing agreed they could deport Xinjiang. Photographs were posted on social media by Saddam Abdussalam on Friday of his family arriving at Sydney airport and thanked Australia's Foreign Minister Marise Payne as well as human rights activists for their help. He further wrote on social media that I never thought this day would come and I would really like to thank everyone who worked so hard to reunite us. He wrote on social media that I never thought this day would come and I would dearly like to thank everyone who worked so hard to reunite us. If we look at the history, so in 2017, Chinese authorities stopped Abdussalam's wife Nadila Wumier and son from leaving Xinjiang by confiscating their passports and what became a high-profile human rights case in Australia. Saddam Abdussalam on Twitter said that, "Thank you Australian, thank you everyone." And let's come to China. China slaps visa curbs on United States diplomats. China has announced that it is revoking visa exemptions for US diplomatic passport holders visiting Hong Kong and Macau after the United States imposed financial sanctions and a travel ban on more than a dozen Chinese officials, the latest moves in a continuing diplomatic feud between the two countries. Beijing further said that we will also implement reciprocal sanctions against some US officials, member of Congress, personnel at non-governmental organizations and their family members for their vile behavior on Hong Kong. Foreign Ministry reported this news. And 2 Canadians in China have not yet gone on trial, according to the news from Canada. Canada said it has confirmed with Chinese officials that detained citizens Michael Koenig and Michael Spavor, who were packed up in December 2018, shortly after Canada arrested a top Huawei executive on a US extradition warrant, have not yet gone on trial. The 2 men were said to have been indicted and tried during a regular briefing by China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Thursday afternoon. Canadian official told Al Jazeera News that Beijing had spoken directly with the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs and confirmed that, contrary to what has been reported in the media, this morning there has been no development in the cases of Michael Koenig and Michael Spavor. United States lawmakers denounce Saudi court's sentencing of US Saudi doctor. Lawmakers from United States claimed Saudi Arabia for the sentencing of a prominent US Saudi doctor to sex in prison, calling the charges against Dr. Walid Pitahi baseless and politically motivated. 5 Democratic US senators in a statement on Thursday called on the Saudi authorities to immediately drop the charges and release Pitahi. Has left travel restrictions against his family. The senators further said that we are appalled that that Walid Pitahi has been sentenced to 6 years in prison by a Saudi court on politically motivated charges. They further said that the Saudi government should immediately release Dr. Pitahi, lift the travel ban on his family, and drop these baseless and politically motivated charges over him. These were some important news up today. Thank you for watching Caliph TV.